Welcome to the tiny village of Torre del Rico near Jumilia, the wine-growing region of Murcia in southeast Spain. In this video, I'm going to take you to meet a lovely couple. Their names are Andy and Sharon. After running a couple of businesses down on the coast, they set their eyes on moving inland to a rural finca, and they found a ruined bodega right here near this village. Over the last few years, they've set about renovating this property literally brick by brick. We're going to go there, we're going to meet them, we're going to find out what life is like in Spain for them. We're going to look at some of the challenges they faced while undergoing this restoration, how they overcame them, and get a real insight into what life is like living in rural Spain. Hi guys, thank you so much for inviting me into your home. I do really appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Great.
Very welcome.
Before we get around to looking around the house and looking at everything you've been doing here, what was it that drew you to the idea of living in such a rural location like
I think all my life I've always wanted to live in an old stone building,
I think we're more mountain people than beach people anyway, so I think that was an attraction.
I've got the body for the beach, Previously, I'd lived in France. I'd restored an old 400-year-old bakery there.
Right. So the experience was there.
It's just the location, the quietness. I mean, no disrespect to anything, but some of the coastal places in Spain, they're not so much Spain. They're more like holiday resorts.
Well, that's it. There's a lot of areas are purpose-built for residential tourism. It's a different life to
expat communities, so you're not getting the full Spanish experience, which we actually loved, the tapas and the paella and the siestas and the fiestas and
that pace of doing things.
That kind of the mañanas as well, So we saw this place, and the location is just stunning. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. My life's been pretty much a middle thing, been in building, in traditional building, in artisan building, stone and lime and all building. So you were a bit.
I have to put my hands up when we came round. When we came round to look, we were with a couple of friends. Andy walked round with John. I was with my friend Barb. And we must have seen two different houses because Andy went home, he was all excited, I think we can do this, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that is one hell of a project. But I said, well, if you think you can do it, I'll trust you. I can't do anything like that, I'm just a labourer. But
of course, at that point it was a 15-year long-term plan to do it bit by bit.
I go home to my bed every night in Dolores and sleep tight.
But I said, due to circumstances, it made sense at the time, and I've got no regrets at all. I'm so pleased that we did, because our life is, is obviously we're not earning as much as we used to do. We make a very, very modest living from YouTube.
YouTube is our income. That's all we have, and savings.
But we don't need a lot because the place is bought and paid for. A lot of materials we can just walk around and pick them up. Now with the biggest expenses like the solar and the septic tank and the major installations are all done. We did that while we were working. So the only bill we get is the SUMA, the IBI, and the water tank, which we need filling every 6 months. Other than that, obviously food and things and internet minimal. Of course, generally we don't need a lot of money, and our quality of life was just
there's no comparison.
Should we have a look around the outside and look around, see what we've got?
It'll be a pleasure, sir. This is what it currently looks like. It is a massive work in progress. I put a clip up here of what it looked like on the day that we bought it. It was tidier then. But so essentially, on the left is the big workshop, the bodega. The big door there is the door that leads into the lounge and the rooms either side. And the little bit at the end there that's in the shade is the old corral. Obviously we'll show you inside in a minute. That we've kind of done work on that. We put new doors in, we put the windows in and stuff. I don't know if you can see on the roof there, we've got a solar hot water collector. This little corner here is what the house will all look like one day when it's done. All natural
all
stone.
Repointed natural stone.
Beautiful. We love it anyway.
You're using traditional techniques, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So
it's all traditional lime building, original stuff. I don't want to go into it too much, but solid wall stone buildings do not like cement. They hate it. It makes them damp. So we're doing it all traditionally, all by hand, making everything, literally everything ourselves. This is actually the newest part of the building. It's probably, the whole building is around 150 years old.
Right.
This is probably only 120 years old. We don't know for sure. But the first thing we did when we moved in was make an apartment for us to live in, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
So we got a bedroom and a bathroom, that is on the first floor up there. Again, the house is absolutely bonkers. It's so full of character, but so that's at ground level at the back, but it's on the first floor on the rest of the house. Right. So basically, this is the apartment. That's the bathroom, the bedroom's on the back, and that's the lounge. It's actually a self-contained apartment, so when we've done the rest of the house, if any guests come, we can push them up there when we've had enough of them, and they've got everything they need in there to have a nice stay. We're actually 100% off-grid here. We produce all our own electric, everything. The only thing we need to buy in is water. We do have deposits that collect it, but we get about 200 millimetres of rain here every year. It gives us, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 litres, which is not enough for us, but we actually use that to water the plants, because in a bid to be as self-sufficient as we can, we're trying to grow as much stuff as we can. It's not easy because of the rain, but the hens, of course, these give us an average 3 eggs a day.
How much solar did you say you had?
We've got 4.2 kilowatts of panels, and a 5 kilowatt battery and 5 kilowatt inverter.
Right.
We have, of course, got a backup generator.
Yeah.
Should it be cloudy for days, and then that starts automatically and stops automatically.
Okay.
Whenever we don't have enough power coming in from the panels or the batteries get that low.
So that's a diesel generator.
Diesel, yeah. So
how often do you find you need to use it?
It's run 12 hours last year.
Before you did come up here, before you committed, were there any worries you had that you feel that you've overcome since being here? I mean, it was a different matter for both of you by the sounds of it, but
not for me. I mean,
you
things
didn't have any doubts
when we
at all,
went
did you?
through the buying process and the permissions process, that things came out, but initially I had no qualms at all.
I suppose, if I'm honest, a little bit for me was, it seemed very isolated when we first came to look, and I thought, bars and restaurants, and not that we do it a lot, but it's nice on a Sunday, it's our day off, go and get something nice to eat. But in fact, we're 10 minutes in the car from the nearest town. The village we could actually walk into, although Andy doesn't do walking, but it's 2 minutes in the car, so we're not isolated. And we can have that social life if we want it, but if we don't, we can.
You can step back from it.
Got peace and tranquility.
Absolutely. So this was the first bit of the house
Yes,
you did?
Well, as Andy said, we needed somewhere we could have a warm shower, hot shower, and somewhere to sleep. So originally, this were 2 separate rooms. This was a solid wall. And in the corner, which is now the bathroom, where that cupboard is, was like a chute. You used to shove the hay down into the corral below with all the troughs.
Lovely, that vaulted ceiling.
It is actually, yeah. And the aircon's a new addition, because originally we didn't think we'd need it, and we didn't really, because the nature of the building, it stays quite cool in summer. All along here, as I say, this was a solid wall. These were just animal troughs, similar to the ones downstairs. We knocked them all out, knocked the wall through to make access to the bedroom and the bathroom. So back downstairs, and we're going through from the lower courtyard into what is now our kitchen. This wall is completely underground. It was covered in plaster. It was very, very damp. So the first thing we did was strip the plaster off. When we did that, we discovered a little cave there.
Amazing.
So all we've done in here is just spray it with some limecrete and put some stones down. We don't know what we're going to use it for yet, but once we discovered it, it seemed a shame to cover it up again.
Amazing. So being kind of half underground and half above ground, how does that help with temperature control in the house?
I mean, it's quite chilly outside today, although lovely blue skies. And in here it is 19.5 degrees.
Fantastic.
Which for a January day is quite good. And there's no heating on.
No. How about in the summer? Does it stay nice and cool?
In the summer, it's lovely and cool. Walking that door and it feels like you're in an air-conditioned environment, but we don't have aircon downstairs at all. So going from the kitchen into our utility room, it's the old corral. This is an example of the old troughs that I was trying to explain to you upstairs in the apartment. We decided to keep these and literally just put lids on them and use that for our food storage. Yeah, so it's the original floor. It seemed a shame really to cover it over. I'm not sure in my old age it's going to be easy to clean on my hands and knees, but at the moment it works for us. So we've got the washing machine, fridge, freezer, and our sink for washing up, and nice little utility room. Back into the kitchen from the corral, we now come into a tiny little room which is going to be our snug, and this is still work in progress. We've stripped the plaster back off this wall as far as we could because it was very, very damp in here. And as a result of having cement on the outside wall, it's been patched up years ago with cement, and therefore the water couldn't escape, and it was just pushing the plaster off the wall internally. So we've taken it back, and Andy's painstakingly pointed it all. It's taken ages, but I think it's worth it. The old lights were actually candle holders. They're upside down, and Andy's converted them to electric lights.
Excellent.
And this was an old lantern that somebody gave us for the courtyard, and I thought, I like that. I'm not going to have it in the courtyard, I'm going to have it in the snug. So most of what you see is either donated or we've scavenged it from derelict buildings.
So into a part of the house that is still in need of a lot of work. So this, in time, is going to be your master bedroom?
This is going to be the master bedroom. There was a wall here, which we took down to move it a little bit to make the room bigger. The idea is, it was originally could be a 5-bedroom house, but we decided to make it just 1 bedroom, maybe 2 bedrooms and an apartment.
Yeah.
And so we can have this little suite here.
It's going to be a lovely big bathroom, isn't it?
It is, yeah. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of work to do as per the rest of the house.
And through to here, this is going to be your main living area.
This is going to be the main lounge dining area. If you can see on the back wall there, we've got an ergon, which is the old Spanish version of an Aga. Right. We have to reassemble it and plumb it in and everything, but that will be our main heating in the room, but also give us free cooking as well in the winter.
And that's going to go into this back wall here?
Into where the original fireplace was, which it was similar to the one in the snug, but it fell down. So
there used to be a massive hole in the roof there as well.
Yeah, so we had to get that fixed.
Sort of fixed, yeah.
If you are buying an old property like this, it's worth living in it before you make definite plans, because we have changed our minds so many times. And I think if we'd have had our original plan of working on it at the weekends and living in our old place and done what we originally planned, I think we would have been quite unhappy eventually when we moved in, because it wouldn't have worked at all.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge that's faced you with buying a property like this?
I think the legalities,
I think
to be
so.
honest.
The Spanish bureaucracy, not knowing, you know in England you buy a property, and if you want to put an extension on, you go to town planning and get permission.
At points we were I don't know, just floored. It's like when we got it, we knew we'd need to get a project. Yeah. The project cost thousands, because I submitted all drawings and plans for the restoration and stuff, and because I wasn't a member of the School of Architecture in Spain, they weren't acceptable, so they had to be submitted by an architect. So we thought, you know what, bite the bullet, get an architect in, €4,500 later. Yeah, exactly. We thought, well, But
we thought, that's it, we've got it, and then 6 months later,
£4,500 worth of taxes.
We got a bill
on the value, perceived value of the taxes.
The complementaria tax. I saw you in one of your videos that you got.
Yeah.
If you want to remodel your kitchen in Spain, you need to get permission. And you go and you'll pay a tax on that. It might be 20 quid, it might be 100 quid, euros, whatever for that. Because we wanted a full project, we had to pay the full tax on the full thing.
And what I would say is as well, Andy was doing, well, all of the work himself, and we've scavenged a lot of our materials. But the town hall assess the tax on the project, not what it's actually cost.
What they perceive
it to be, which was an awful lot more.
Another one, when we bought the house, and we paid 29,000 euros, 30,000 euros for this house, so we're expecting taxes on that. The Ayuntamiento came back to us and then told us it was worth 55,000. So we then had to pay another 2,000 odd euros in tax.
I'm going to jump to just mention this to the camera at the moment, because a couple of terms we've used which viewers might not be aware of, but for example, the complementaria tax. You pay a tax when you're purchasing a property in Spain, depending on what region, based on the value of the property. So say you buy a £100,000 property in Alicante, you would pay a 10% transfer tax on that 100.
It's 8% in Murcia and 10% in Alicante,
absolutely.
As I understand it,
So if you're in Alicante, we'll stick with the tens because that's easy for me and my maths. You pay 10,000 euros on a £100,000 property, but if the taxman thinks that property is worth 140,000 euros, they will follow up with a bill for that further 4,000 euros, regardless of what you paid for it. You can contest it, but in Spain, the taxman assumes you're guilty until you prove them innocent.
And the cost of contesting it could be more than the cost of...
Absolutely, that's the thing.
Our solicitor was brilliant, and she did say to us, you can contest it, Sharon, but it'll cost you so much to do that, and you might lose, and you still got to pay it anyway.
It is what it is. But not in knowing that, then you're kind of aware. Whatever you think you're getting a bargain house for, expect to pay considerably more for.
A lot to consider on top of the purchase price. So that's it's a very valid thing to point out to people. Have you got any regrets at all getting involved in this? No, I honestly didn't think that was going to be a very long answer.
It's been a steep learning curve, and it's been a painful learning curve in some areas. And if we'd have known what we know now before,
we'd have probably approached it slightly differently, but
we probably would have still done it, but
at
least we wouldn't have been at these devastating moments when we go, oh no, is it ever going to end? Is this paying out ever going to end? But
at least we know now we're completely legal. We've got all our permissions. The Guardia, we do live in the middle of nowhere, but they turn up every so often. They might just be looking for, do you know this person? But, instead of having your heart in your mouth and thinking, are they going to ask us for our paperwork? We're completely legal.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, a home is a home, and you want to be able to relax in your home and enjoy your home. And one of the things I've seen people do so often is push their budget a little bit too much because they think, I really love that house. I'll go for it. And they'll push their budget a bit. But then that entire purpose of having a house which is a home, somewhere to feel safe and somewhere to relax, kind of gets pushed out because it's a ball and chain that they're worried about filling the mortgage on.
If you're pushing your budget to buy it, then you're definitely going to put your budget when you get all the extra.
Exactly, especially when things come in that you're not expecting.
Sound advice,
But I think you guys have done it brilliantly here. You're not fully self-sufficient yet, maybe you are, but to have taken so many of those stresses of day-to-day life away, that you've got a lot of work to do, and you've worked very, very hard to get where you've got. But I really can see it's going to be it already is lovely. It's going to be.
Hopefully, you're going to come back and stay.
I hope so.
Keep up with the.
Well, come and make
when
sure
the downstairs
you've done some work
is done, you can come and stay in our apartment.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure everyone else who's been watching is very grateful for your time.
We hope so.
Yeah. Excellent.
And, don't forget, tune into Finca Live. See what we're up to.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Finca Live. The link's in the description below. It will come up on the screen at the end of the video as well, I think, if I get it right. Please do like and subscribe. Loads of videos of Andy and Sharon all the way through the process of turning this place into what
share our
it is
pain. We're your guinea pigs. Share our pain and the pleasure as well.
Learn from the scars on someone else's back, is it? Someone once told me, and that's wise words.
Very wise words.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.
I look forward to seeing you again.
To meet you. We'll see you soon, hopefully.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Thank you so much to Sharon and Andy for inviting me into their home to make this video. Please do consider subscribing to their channel. There's loads of great information and videos on there. I'm planning to make some extended versions of the interviews and of the tours of their property, which I'll be releasing soon. There's loads of information that we didn't have time to fit into this video. So if you want to see those, please do like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be announcing how I'm going to release those videos in the community pages in the not too distant future. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.